And welcome into the Weekly Hatch, our BG News podcast. Week number 2 of the Weekly Hatch now. Made it through our first week, into week number 2 of the Weekly Hatch, and our second paper for this semester of the BG News. Here in studio with us, BG News Content Director Ava Thoman.
Hi, everybody.
And also joining us this week,
we have 3 reporters. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Hi, McKenna Rowe.
Hey, I'm Brianna McGreer.
And I'm Josh Delaney.
Oh, and by the way, I forgot I didn't say my name.
I was going to have you introduce yourself this time because I realized nobody knows who you are.
He's the man
I'm
behind the
Nate
curtain.
Hinners, Falcon Radio Operations Manager, part-time BG News reporter.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sometimes. I have been forgetting to say my name a lot, apparently, because during a sports broadcast, I just started talking, and they're like, oh, who are you? I'm like, oh, yeah. All right, anyways, getting into the paper now. Enough about us, but getting into the paper, the Black Swamp Music Arts Festival, it's coming up this weekend. Ava, what can people expect?
Yeah, this weekend, September 5th, 6th, and the 7th, that's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the Black Swamp Arts Festival is a free arts and live music festival being held on Main Street in downtown Bowling Green. And there will be 3 bands from BG Falcon Media's Live and Loud on the music lineup. They are Leadfoot Granny, Freight Street, and Chloe and the Steel Strings.
Yeah, I have not been to the Black Swamp Music Festival before, but it sounds exciting.
I went last year, and I'm going again this year. Last year I found a lot of art I actually bought, so I'm hoping to find some more this year.
Cool, yeah. Anybody else go last year?
I
Didn't
did,
go.
but
I'm
I went on
definitely
like
going
the
this year.
last day, so I'm like, there's no art to buy, and I was really sad. So I'm hoping to go earlier this year to
Oh, I
get
have
some
to go on the
art.
last day this year.
Oh,
That's awful.
But yeah, that's coming up this weekend. Starts on Friday, correct?
Yes.
Friday runs through Sunday.
Yep.
Sunday's my birthday, by the way.
Happy
Oh my
birthday.
gosh, happy birthday,
Nate.
Let's go.
So my birthday coming up this weekend, as well as the Black Swamp Music Festival.
That should have been in the paper.
It should have. Next year. Okay, moving on to another topic. Pot, marijuana, record high in Ohio. Ava, what are the details of this record high?
It hit $702.5 million statewide. That's what the industry generated.
And what are
And-
the reasons for it?
All right, some reasons is obviously the legalization. I'd say that's the biggest reason of why the prices...
Why we actually have a number?
Yeah. It's just the cannabis sales. This article actually doesn't really go into the reasons, I'm going to say, but it does go into where are people buying them. Cleveland is the biggest marijuana buyer in Ohio. Fun fact, I guess.
I mean, they have the Browns. Like, you have to get over that somehow.
You're right. But this is actually not as much as they thought they were going to make.
Because we looked into that a bit last year, correct?
We
But what are the
did.
kind of reasons they're saying now?
It was the bottlenecking of the law. When they legalized it, they actually put up a few blockages to how much you could buy, where you could buy it, and everything. So this is actually not as much as they were expecting.
And I remember part of the reason was kind of like advertising, promoting it. Because, you go up to Michigan, as soon as you cross that border into Monroe County, you're seeing billboard after billboard for dispensaries. And here in
Oh, yeah.
Ohio, you aren't seeing that.
Yeah, it's those rural areas that they aren't allowed to advertise in, and those rural areas that don't have a lot of shops. But in Michigan, I feel like they're everywhere, no matter where you go.
Yeah, like as soon as you cross that border into Monroe County, you're
yeah.
seeing a lot of billboards and everything for all the dispensaries they have up there. Now, McKenna, didn't you last year, you looked into a bit more of this, like that, and kind of like vape shops as well?
I did. I found a lot. I looked at this college town, Bowling Green, and then I looked at like Akron. I looked at a bunch of different college town, like Toledo too, as well, and I found that we have so many dispensaries and vape shops here. Like, and then that kind of took me down a rabbit hole. Sadly, I wasn't able to finish the story because I needed a third person thing, like third person's perspective, but I couldn't go into obviously a dispensary myself. So hopefully I can continue it later, but there was so many that is just like crazy. I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, because you
having
even
that
looked
many.
just within like 15 miles of
Yeah.
Bowling Green, and it was how? Like, do you remember about how many?
Oh God, it was like maybe in Bowling Green. I think there was like 10 dispensaries and like vape shops and all that stuff. And we weren't as big as some other college towns, but we were still beating a few. And I was shocked because I looked at very prominent and like big colleges too, like Akron, Toledo. I think like near Ohio State.
Yeah. Well, something to look forward to eventually. Maybe McKenna's reporting on shops in Bowling Green. But when you were talking about it, I found it interesting. Just we don't have much promotion for it, but it still exists in our area. And obviously, as that article was saying, people are smoking a lot of pot here in Ohio, but not as much as expected. All right, moving on to food resources, from pot into food resources. Still a lot of that in Bowling Green as well, Ava, correct?
Yes, the Falcon Food Pantry is a vital resource for Bowling Green State University students and community members. This isn't just for students. Located in Central Hall 109, and there is no proof of need required in order to get food. It's open Mondays and Thursdays from 12 to 3 p.m. and Wednesdays from 2:30 to 5:30 p.m. And this year, the food pantry is also partnering with BGSU's Community Garden, located near the Fine Arts Center, where seasonal produce like radishes, kale, basil, and tomatoes are harvested and shared directly to the pantry.
Yes, I've seen it in Central Hall before. It's, a cool thing that the university does to make sure students, staff, and community members, too,
Oh,
as you were
yeah.
saying, it's open to community members as well. So, cool thing to make sure students people aren't going hungry. People have that. You were saying they can just come into Central Hall?
Yeah, the first time you come in, you will need to fill out a little form, but after that, you can just sign your ID or scan your ID and just pick out whatever you want.
Great. Moving on to another topic here at the university, the World Language Education Program getting cut.
Yes, due to Senate Bill 1, it has been cut because with the Senate Bill 1, if programs have not seen an average of 15 graduates in the last 3 years, they are supposed to be eliminated by the universities. And this program graduated approximately 5 students last year, and then over the last 10 years, under 4 students graduating from the program each year.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about this last week as well. There are still other ways people could somewhat get that education if they want to go into world language teaching.
Yeah, and everyone that was currently in the major is still able to graduate in that major, so they're all okay, but they're taking no incoming students. And if you do want to go into world language education, they're recommending that you major in a world language.
Now, this was, though, a very controversial topic among graduates of the program.
Oh, yes.
What did some of them kind of have to say about
All
the
right.
cutback?
Lauren Sebring, a class of 2025 graduate, said, in quote, "Even if I could have still gotten a Spanish degree and taught, I feel that without my education classes, I would be much less successful while teaching," end quote.
Yeah, and that kind of teacher teaching world languages is a pretty big need here in Ohio. A lot of open positions.
Yes, there is about 400 open positions in Ohio that are unfilled.
And is it expected to continue to grow with this cutback, or?
Well, the University of Toledo, University of Cincinnati, and Miami University have all defunded their world language education programs within recent years, so I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting topic, cutting back the program due to the lack of students, as
Yes.
defined by Senate Bill 1, but also a very controversial topic among graduates of those programs as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now moving on to firefighters. Not fighting fires, though. Fighting breast cancer.
Yes, the City of Bowling Green Fire Division is hosting its annual breast cancer awareness fundraiser to raise money for local breast cancer patients. For the 3rd year in a row, people interested can buy a shirt ranging in price from $19 to $25 to raise money for the department and the Wood County Hospital Oncology Department. The deadline is September 30th to buy a shirt.
And where can they get those shirts?
They can get their shirts online, and if they still want to donate or are not interested in a shirt, additional funds can be donated with cash or a check made out to the Bowling Green Firefighters Local 2379.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it's cool to see firefighters helping out in ways than more ways than you just, expect. Like when we were first talking about firefighters, I was like, oh, like they're helping out like burning houses, people in burning houses, but that they are also helping out outside of just their traditional duties.
Oh, yeah. When I wrote this story, I interviewed one of the firefighters there, and he said it's very close to some of them at the station. And for him, it was his mother who dealt with breast cancer. So it's a very close cause to the firefighters.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like, a lot of people just in general have had experiences like with people who they know fighting breast cancer.
Definitely.
So finally, going on actually to another person affected by cancer, Josh Risco. He's a cross-country runner here at Bowling Green. He had like a brain tumor.
He did have a brain tumor, yes. He realized this when his vision started getting blurry and going away in one of his eyes, and he had to not run a few races seasons prior.
Yeah. And he's, I believe, back running.
Yes, on April 4th, 2025, he raced again.
Yeah, so it's a cool recovery to see someone going from cancer to running again, running in the college level.
Oh, yeah, and he completed his treatment 130 days after his diagnosis.
Yeah.
Which is an amazing accomplishment.
Yeah,
he does everything quickly. You can say that.
Yeah, that's quite a cool recovery story, going from being a college athlete to probably like one of the low points to back up and recovering from that. Or recovering from most of it. I believe he's blind in one eye, has vision problems in another, but the fact that he got through all that and is still able to run, very cool.
It is very cool. It's very inspiring.
Yes, it is. But yeah, that's going to about wrap things up for us for this week's edition of the Weekly Hatch. You can check out these stories from the Weekly Hatch in this edition of the BG News. You can find it on newsstands around campus, the Bowling Green community, as well as somewhere else on the website here at bgfalconmedia.com. It's probably to like the right of us somewhere if you're listening on bgfalconmedia.com.
Yeah, it'll be a little bit to the right of us.
Yeah, just click on it and you can read what we talked about. Yeah, all right, but yeah, that's going to do it for us this week. We'll talk to you guys next week.